January, we do want to talk about state parks on Long Island. No, not the beach weather, but instead the hidden threat to groundwater surrounding numerous state parks on Long Island. The Environmental Protection Agency ordering New York State to identify and properly contain or clean up any nitrogen that is leaking from the aging cesspools that dot the state's many park properties. Nitrogen has been identified as one of the main causes of algae blooms and other toxic conditions that have led to large fish kills and water that is unsuitable for bathing or recreation. And joining us now is Sean O'Neill. He is the Peconic Baykeeper. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Good to have me.
First off, Mr. O'Neill, I know your office and your work, where you're based, but maybe other folks don't know. What is the Peconic Baykeeper and where are you based?
Sure. The Peconic Baykeeper is part of the Waterkeeper Alliance, which is a national organization or international organization. We are based in Quogue, New York, and
in Suffolk County.
In Suffolk County, right. On the east end of Suffolk County, right. And we patrol in the Peconic Estuary, which is between the North and South Forks, and also in the South Shore Estuary Reserve along the South Shore of Long Island. Is it
statutory or authorized by any particular agency, or is it a
No, it's an environmental nonprofit. Right. But we do, through our work, through our patrol work, we do enforce or not enforce that.
Well, I think, you make sure you oversee it and you supervise, and you can report to the proper authorities in situations, right?
Right. We, I guess we report on what's happening in pollution and also other water quality issues, and report when necessary to the
So you're not the police, but you are somebody who's keeping a close eye on things, and if you're running afoul, you can certainly get into trouble as a result of the Peconic Baykeeper being on the job. What is the problem with the state parks?
Well, this particular issue that came up with the US EPA action is what's called these large, these large cesspool systems that treat more than one property.
And they are all found in places like this, right? I mean, here we're looking at hiking trails. The last thing anybody's thinking about when they're taking a walk through the park here is where's the cesspool and what's the result of it. Right. How long have these cesspools been there?
These large capacity cesspools have been around sometimes from the 50s and 60s.
Wow.
They were supposed to be taken out by 2005. So the ones that are still operating in New York State parks have been operating illegally since 2005.
Illegally?
Right.
You mean federally illegally, because the EPA wants that taken care of, but now they're cracking down, right?
Right. It's the Safe Drinking Water Act.
Right.
And so these things have been illegal since 2005. There's 54 of these large capacity cesspools.
54?
In state parks that have now been shut down, 36 of which occur on Long Island.
Now, would these be, what normally would be used, set up for restrooms at beaches and campgrounds?
Exactly. They're set up in either the campgrounds, the concession areas,
sure,
any of the public restrooms.
Yeah, but out of sight, is out of mind a lot of times.
Right.
Do we know if these cesspools are failing or leaking?
A lot of them are. The thing with, we get this question a lot, especially with the large cesspool issue we have on Long Island, specifically Suffolk County. Even if they're completely not leaking, if they're working completely as to spec, they're still leaking nitrogen into groundwater.
Particularly during heavy rains.
Right.
It can leach down through.
Heavy rains or even heavy flow times, the 4th of July weekend, your Memorial Day weekend,
sure,
Labor Day weekend. Whenever you have a lot of people there, it goes beyond the capacity of those systems to treat.
Yeah, and I don't know if these systems were ever even designed for the amount of people that are using them
Probably
now.
Not.
Even the population of homes as well. And what problems do excessive nitrogen cause for groundwaters?
In groundwater, nitrogen itself over a certain level becomes toxic. Maybe you've heard of blue baby syndrome. In areas that have a lot of nitrogen, they can affect just the ability for fetal breathing. But once those waters on Long Island, those groundwaters flow into our surface waters, which is our lakes, our streams, our bays, our estuaries. Once they get there, there's much bigger issues environmentally. They cause algal blooms. They cause toxic shellfish diseases, which cause shellfish enclosures. They cause fish closures. They cause beach closures.
Yeah, we've seen all of that, and it seems to be increasing more so through the past few years. It's not just state parks, though. I mean, and it doesn't just come from human waste. I mean, we have to say what it is. It comes from fertilizers and from pesticides. There's so many products, and they're saying now it's the majority cause of nitrogen pollution in our groundwaters, both from these park systems and from everybody's home.
Sure. I think people might not...
that are not hooked up to sewers, I mean, right.
Right. In Suffolk County, over 75% of homes are not hooked up to sewers. They're on individual treatment systems, whether they're cesspools or septic systems. Both of those don't treat for nitrogen. Like you mentioned, there are other pollution in our waters as well, whether it's pesticides, volatile organic compounds. There's plenty of things in our water that our wastewater systems aren't treating for.
Well, they have some new cesspools. You know, they've got some trials going on in Suffolk County where people are trying them out. Supposedly they have better linings. I know I've heard about double linings and more effective enclosed nitrogen treatment that treats the nitrogen within the system itself, so that you get a better outcome. But they're also quite a bit more expensive than what people were used to finding, into the thousands of dollars.
Right.
Are people going to be able to afford this, or what help is on the way for them?
Well, that's a very good question. These innovative alternative systems, that's what they're being called, they do reduce nitrogen loads over the current systems. It is a technological solution. The problem is we've gotten to the place we've gotten with the bad water quality we have, so that if these systems get put into additional development, additional growth, what's being talked about now, that isn't lowering the load that already exists, that's already causing us all these problems.
It doesn't deal with the problem that occurred. But you see, the state and the towns are slowly moving toward cracking down on this as people become more and more aware of it. But I've heard a homeowner say to me, another burden for me to worry about.
Right. The average cost of the ones that are in the trial system right now, or in the phase 2 of our Suffolk County trial system for these systems, the average cost is around $16,000.
Yeah, now that's a significant amount of money for people who are already living in one of the highest cost of living areas in the country.
Right.
Well, Sean O'Neill, Peconic Baykeeper, explaining what's at stake here as the state parks must now comply with the EPA order. And it's all coming down the pike for a lot of homeowners at some point. Thank you very much. And we'll be